etiquette. I remember I taught down in New York around that time, and I got a message, your secretary from UConn called. It was YUKON. And the metamorphosis started with the hiring of a young wunderkind, master's in economics from Yale, magna cum laude graduate of Harvard Law School, editor of the Harvard Law Review, clerk on the prestigious Mass Supreme Judicial Court, had already published an article before he ever joined the faculty, which is very unusual in those days. You okay? You recognize what I'm talking about? When they write the history of the law school, the modern era really starts with this guy. Because when I was recruited 40 years ago, they said to me, you know, how bad can UConn be? We got this wunderkind Kate. And you know, they were right. How bad could it be? There's someone like him here. And others, he attracted others of the same ilk. And we created a critical mass of the Young Turks, as we were affectionately known. Now the old farts, but in those days, the Young Turks. But Young Turks become old farts, that's the way it goes. And he helped bring the school to national prominence, of which you folks are the beneficiaries. So, and he of course rose quite quickly to both national and international fame for his work, primarily in constitutional interpretation, but not exclusively. It's probably, you're going to be somewhat incredulous when I tell you he wrote a piece on property tax exemptions once. And he received the prestigious, he is the Wallace Stevens Professor of Law here, which is very prestigious. His published work is known throughout the world. There's a co-authored book on European human rights, 3rd edition, translated into Russian, of all places.
And Ukrainian.
And Macedonian.
And Macedonian.
The question is, how much did they get out of it?
I edited carefully the translation.
Yeah. And here I happen to have an autographed copy. Here is his most recent book. It's great for summer reading on the beach. The Glorious Revolution, Continuity of Law, published to critical acclaim. He has been sought after for lectures in England, the Netherlands, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Florence, Vienna. What did I miss?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Hong Kong. You know him best for his teaching, which of course you should know him best for, his ability to take really complicated subjects and break them down with humor. The funniest guy I know. Don't know. Are you funny in class?
Yes.
I've given him a lot of good material. I don't know what he's used or what he's done with it, but I gave him my best stuff. And you know, I never publish anything without giving it to him. He would have been a great tax lawyer, as I have said many times. And I get the drafts back. I really dread doing it, but I get it back, and of course back to the drawing board because I missed this, and this was ungrammatical, that was misspelled, and basically it was not poorly structured, and a waste of his time. So I was very polite and considerate, and we have been dear friends for 40 years. When I first came to this law school, my office was next to his, as it seems to have been for the next 40 years. And you probably don't remember what you said to me. He came into my office and he said, you could ask me anything you were afraid to ask anyone else. Yeah, and that has been true. At reunions, the alums flock around him to tell him what an amazing teacher he was for them, what an amazing experience. And for reasons neither he nor I understand, and what a great tax course he taught. This we've never understood. I'm standing next to him, and they come up, oh, I had you for tax. He said, no. No, what do you mean, no? Of course I had you for tax. Yeah, it was a great tax class. So, quite an impression. So I thought I would surprise you by telling you that you are here making history, participating in his last class ever. But you folks already know that. So this is it, 42 years. This is what we have to show for it. Anyway, let's all,
Not so bad.
Not so bad.
let's stand and pay our respects.